Joe, sorry, a little early here. We're having issues with one of the other panelists. He can't get on the call. So I know you have a lot to say. When you and I talk about sponsorships, man, we can go on for a long time. And I especially like your advice on finding sponsors close to events where you can go and display your car at the event. Let's go into that. Let's talk about that for a minute, because no one has yet brought that up all day long today.
Yeah, 18 years ago when I started at Slime, one of the top tips the Sigelski family told me was, hey, reverse engineer it. So a month from my hire, I had to put up one of our biggest trade shows. And I said, well, what are we setting up? And they had nothing. And Steve said, hey, how did the show go? And I said, what show? The one that's in a month. So, oh, I get it. Pre-plan what you're going to do. So, we had PR at the booth. We had a great booth set up. We had our products being demonstrated. Oh, crap, I got to do this in a month. So for sponsorship for your team, after 18 years of trade shows, probably one a month, that's so many trade shows and events that I've done. There really is a good opportunity to consider reverse engineering. How did I get my latest sponsor? Well, where is your home base? What town is your team based in? Where's your truck or your car, your boat, whatever? Where is it located? And also then what are the main towns that you travel to race? So these two towns, or these handful of towns that you're already in, you don't have to charge that travel, et cetera, for your sponsor. So
That's brilliant.
So what if, in your own town, like for instance, I'll leapfrog on my notes down here. What if the headquarters of a big motorsports or auto parts store is located pretty close to you? Well, that's a slam dunk to be involved in their next big headquarter event, their charity event. AutoZone is in Memphis. O'Reilly's in Springfield, Missouri. Advance Autos in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can go on and down the list with your off-road retailers or whoever. So look at those towns and feel free to contact those people. And it might not be that you're supporting them just when you're racing. I'm kind of getting at helping these sponsors do some of the other cool things they do. A product launch at a car show. They happen to be in a town where there's a county fair and they have a big presence. Maybe they're the sponsor of the county fair, like O'Reilly sponsors the Minnesota State Fair. So, hey, go help O'Reilly at the Minnesota State Fair, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how you might get another sponsor. And then the towns that you race in, look at the non-endemic type of companies that might want a fun race team to do something for them, like a top hotel or restaurant or sports bar or some other big company that's in that town that could use some extra special promotion. They're easy to talk to. If you're a race team, who doesn't like to talk to an off-road race team?
That's so true. And I love that. I love that because it makes, if you live in Las Vegas, man, there's events all the time in Las Vegas. Find the brands that want to promote at those events, and you can actually take your car over to those trade shows. You also said something about be a guinea pig for a brand, for R&D. That's very important for some brands, is having that transfer of technology, the R&D testing. What do you mean when you say be a guinea pig for the brand?
Yeah, we've been a contingency sponsor for most of the off-road race series for a long time. And that's my favorite nickname for the off-roaders, is that they're the perfect guinea pig to test either your core product or say we're launching a new product. We've all heard stories, say the Baja 1000. I was leading my class at the Baja 1000, but at race mile 3, my A-arm, right rear A-arm bracket bolt snapped. There's like 1,000 reasons why someone got knocked out of a race. And so with this intense racing that everybody does, whether it's off-road or other motorsports, keep that at the top of the sponsor's mind when you're talking to them, that look through their website. Maybe they're launching a new product that's right up your alley. Go buy the thing, get used to it, become an expert at it. Take 2 minutes and shoot a video testimonial about it, and then show it to them at a race or send it to them. Just like Steve was just saying, it's hard work. So put in a little bit of extra effort. It's going to pay off.
Yeah, and then there's a difference between marketing regional district, national? Are there different approaches I should take as a brand when I look at or I speak to a regional director versus a national marketing director? Because are there differences in the marketing?
I don't see it. Right now we're next year we're going to go really big on big efforts. I'm by myself. I don't have a lot of time to support our teams. We already have our favorite teams. I'm willing to talk to somebody like the guy that has 10,000 derby dudes guinea pigging around the course, running into each other. That guy I'd like to talk to. We got to slime his tires for sure. I can just see the halftime slime demo at the Derby. Um,
That'd be
but
funny.
regional or national, they're all trying to do the same thing. Like Steve says, he has new residential reusable filtration. That's what you want to focus on. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you're talking to; they're all focused on the same major goals.
Let's go back to trade shows for a second, because you gave us a great way to potentially display your truck or car or whatever it is you race at a sponsor's booth during a trade show. Is a trade show a good place to find sponsors? If I'm at a trade show, should I be handing out decks and proposals to the different brand managers I'm meeting,
De-
or what do you think
definitely,
there?
definitely, they respect it. That you'll have to give get only 1 minute of their time maybe, or just hang out and wait till there's a little bit of downtime. I see that happen all the time.
Yeah,
But trade shows are perfect because the right personnel that you want to meet are there. They're showing their latest and greatest. They just spent tens of thousands of dollars on a booth and then tens of thousands of dollars on travel. They're not just there
yeah,
to meet and greet. They're there for a serious presentation of their latest and greatest. So even if you don't actually talk to them, if I've liked this in the past. Hey, I saw you guys at the blah 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 show. Wow, that new product you guys were demoing was great. We want to get one of those. We need it for our team. I don't even remember who this person is, but they were in our booth and they learned about our product and they know what, I think it was Steve or it might have been Robert was saying, know what the sponsor is doing, what's their top priority. And if you're already there, boom, you're at the top of the list for somebody.
So Slime is part of the ITW group, which is a company that has many brands
Brands
underneath it.
is our division is car care, engine repair, and tire repair. So we have Black Magic, Rain-X, Gum Out. We have an engine repair. We have Permatex, Spray 9, Fast Orange. Slime, we also manage Fix a Flat. It's the fastest, easiest way to fix a flat. But I recommend Slime because we have the full inflation of your tire, which makes it safer. So we declare it's the safest way to repair a flat tire and keep rolling. But yeah, so with all of those brands, now at Apex, we have a huge booth. At these various AutoZone or O'Reilly or whoever shows, we have a huge booth and presence, and we're all launching our latest and greatest. So there's some synergy there with what's going on. Yeah.
That was going to lead me to the next question: is if I get sponsored by one of the brands, does that increase my odds of getting sponsored by the others, or do you guys work together to
Yes.
cross promote teams? And so,
Yeah. Yes, we do. I can think of a few of our teams that it was either the Slime off-road race truck or mega truck was in the booth and therefore got picked up by ones, or some vice versa, with the Permatex race team and the Formula Drift rather by Gum Out and Black Magic and Rain-X. We partnered with them, and we're all of our brands are motorsports oriented. So um, yeah, good point. You brought it up, Alex. Why not talk to these brands because they have sister brands that might ride along with you.
that's what I'm thinking. We could probably have 10 brands on next time you're on if you bring some of your sister brands.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
We get together probably every 2 or 3 months, and it's super exciting to see what their latest and greatest is. We were just at the AutoZone show in Memphis. We did a Survivor theme, so you had to survive our booth. I'll tell you about it later. It was great.
That would be fun. We've had some fun in Vegas, I'll tell you. After dinner parties and going to some shows, it never fails. It's always a great time to hang out with the ITW Group Slime guys. Slime,
Right on.
or
Right
Joe,
on.
is there any last words of advice for a sponsor on the call? Something that I might have missed?
Well, what one of the guys earlier said that, even at races, when I've been set up at the Bajo 1000 or some of the others, I always was surprised that say there's 300 teams racing at the Baja 1000, only 2 to 5% of them might have come up to us and actually said hi, introduced themselves, learned about what maybe new products we're showing there, why are we even there, or even participate in our contingency sponsorship support. And I respect that. Like this year, it's going to start in La Paz and go back up to Ensenada. Who has time to talk to more potential sponsors? You know, maybe at that point you get your new young, you know, volunteer on your race team. Maybe someone that you're more in charge of your website or your social media or your video or just a generic volunteer that's with your team. Have that person go through all the sponsors that are there and say hi and maybe pick up a business card or take a few photos of reference on a new product they're launching that you might actually want to use for your race team, become an expert at that product, and then say, hey, we need that product to win our next races. And that little bit of effort goes a long way. I flash back to teams that used to fax me or text me only, and that's amazing. We've come so far, thank God.
And there was a day when they were sending snail mail. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Times have changed. Joe, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it.
Right on.
Those are great words.
Hey, you win best office, by the way, of everybody. My vote.
Office. That's cool, right? It is really cool. /X is awesome.